All right. Solo live stream. First one. Honestly, still getting the setup here. Literally nobody is watching right now. Oh, no, 3 people are watching. Nice. Completely impromptu live stream. Well, I guess not completely impromptu, but I don't have a video for this week. I got some stuff going on. Going to be gone for the weekend, and honestly just didn't have the time to put together like a proper, somewhat entertaining video. And so I was like, instead of just posting nothing, I'm gonna get on here and just kind of BS for a little bit. The Bruins are playing at 6:30, big playoff game, and so I'm gonna hang out on here till then. Assuming the interest is there. I honestly don't know how many people are gonna tune in because I've never done a last minute. Well, actually, I guess I've done some last minute, but never done one at this time. It's always been like Friday or Saturday night. So yeah, we'll see if the interest is there, and I'll just talk to myself in my bedroom if nobody cares. Well, I guess I'll do that either way. So yeah, but welcome everybody. I see Kit Nicholson, YouTubist. What are these names? Sam Brassler, Dolan. What's up, everybody? If you guys are just joining, you know the drill. You gotta hit the like button. That's a requirement for this stream and every stream and just about every video that you watch. If you're just tuning in, please hit the like button. That'll show people that, people actually kind of maybe care about this stuff. A few people anyways. So that would be much appreciated. And I'm sorry that I do not have a video for you guys this week. Not that any of you probably care that much, but I do because it's my channel. We already got the question, where's Mitchell? Although I'm surprised Greg said, where's Mitchell instead of where's Flossie. Flossie is literally like right over there, but he is packing for it's not a hiking trip. It's like a camping trip we're doing this weekend. We're going to be paddling out a little bit with some friends, no cameras, no video or anything. Not going to make a video of it. Just going to enjoy our time with some buddies that we haven't seen in a while. But he's packing, getting ready for that because he just got home from work and he has to work all day tomorrow too. And so he doesn't really have time to doesn't have time to pack. And so that's what he's doing right now. So sorry. All right. We're starting to maybe get some questions here. Let's see. Can you say hey to my mom? I would love to say hey to your mom. Tell her to send me a message. Let's see. Kyle Russell says, lame name, dude. Lame name. And that's funny because his first name's Kyle, so that's the joke. But my mom has told me repeatedly since I was a kid that I was almost named Russell. So this gentleman's name is Kyle Russell. So I guess he's got 2 lame names then, if we're going off of that, which is kind of funny. Let's see. How did you like the late night call from the Shill brothers? Those guys were throwing them back pretty good during the stream. So that's from Kevin Wedge. Kevin, thank you very much. It's kind of a funny question. So this was probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago now. The Shill brothers, everybody loves the Shill brothers. Everyone knows the Shill brothers. They were doing a call-in live stream, and like I was hanging out with some friends. Like it wasn't like a party, but there's a few people over and we were having a fire and stuff. And I knew I wanted to call in at some point, but like we just never really coordinated well enough that like it worked. And then all of a sudden I finally got a second to call them in or call into them. And I don't even, honestly, it was literally like a 2-minute call. I don't even remember what we talked about, but it was fun. I didn't really watch too much of the stream, unfortunately. And honestly, I'm kind of afraid to go back and watch it because I probably sound like an idiot, but that's all right. I really need to move my browser here because my GoPro is blocking some of the questions. Let's see. Hi from Ireland. That's from Belfast Banters. That's awesome. I would love to visit Ireland someday. It looks like an amazing country. And my last name is O'Grady, which is an Irish last name. So I feel like, I got to go to Ireland. That would be awesome. Let's see. Dolan Buckler says, anybody, I don't even know if this was directed to me, but it's in my chat, so I'm going to answer it. Anyone have any suggestions to find people to backpack with? I'm going on a West Coast road trip and only have 2 friends out there. I'd love to meet some people to backpack with. So maybe that was just a call for random internet people to go meet up with Dolan. But honestly, I've had some people asking me the question, like, how do I find friends to backpack with before? And I feel like I never really was able to give a good answer. So if anybody has any suggestions, it's like, if you're doing like a longer through hike, it's relatively straightforward because you just meet other people that are through hiking like you are. But if you're just like doing short trips, I don't know. I don't know if there's an easy way. Is there like a Tinder for backpacking? How funny would that be? You could like look at people's like stats, like their base weight and like their mileage they like to hike and stuff, and you could swipe left or right. Is that a thing yet? That's got to be a thing. That could be a thing. What could possibly go wrong? Chad Brooks says, "Oh shit, game 3 is tonight. Go Caps." I think I might have to ban him for that because Boston hopefully will take game 3. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. Chad Brooks also says random time to go live. Yes, it is a very random time. But like I said, I wanted to get something in here. I know some people might have joined since the start. So no video this week. Busy packing. I almost thought about it, or almost thought about making one. I thought of like a couple ideas, but honestly, they just felt rushed. And I felt like I'd rather just not put out a video than like just half-ass something, which I have honestly done before. But I just wasn't feeling it this time. So I will be back next week with a video, though. Don't worry. I want to try to do some more funny stuff. Don't hold me to it. But yeah, we'll see what happens. How does the audio sound, everybody, by the way? I forgot to ask that at the very beginning. So a couple people just let me know if the audio sounds good. I'm assuming it is because no one's complaining about it yet. Lisa Williams with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Lisa, except for the fact that it says chair fund. Something kind of funny about this camp chair stuff. So I made that camp chair video back in like February, I want to say, and people liked it and like the reaction was pretty good. But I feel like it wasn't until the Shill brothers started to talk about it more and more in some of their videos and their live streams and stuff that like there's been a resurgence of people making the camp chair jokes. And it's awesome because the camp chair, the making fun of Kyle for camp chair jokes is like the new like kind of gag for my channel, I guess. It was Dan Becker stuff for a long time and people still, say Dan Becker stuff. But I think Dan's probably a little bit relieved to see the Dan Becker jokes being phased out, for the camp chair jokes. And honestly, I am a little bit too, because it's nice to switch it up. But that being said, I'm sure I'll still work some Dan Becker jokes in there. Let's be honest. I see Mike is in the chat. What's up, Mike? Mike is a longtime Patreon supporter, longtime supporter of my channel and the podcast and stuff. So, Mike, thank you very much. Good to see you. Story also rhymes says, what are you bringing on this trip that is different from a straight up backpacking trip? So this trip is like literally, it's nothing. It's honestly nothing special. That's why I'm not going to like film it or anything, but it's literally just us paddling out to a campsite in the Adirondacks for a few days and just like fishing and like drinking beer and stuff. So my gear is a lot different. I have a bin instead of a backpack, which is honestly refreshing. I can't bring like everything, but I don't have to worry about weight as much. Flossie and I were just talking about this actually. And it's really nice because I can just throw, a koozie, for instance. Like I just threw a koozie in my bin because I was like, oh yeah, I might need a koozie. And if I was backpacking, I definitely wouldn't be bringing a koozie and a bunch of other stuff that I have in that bin right now. So yeah, it's pretty nice. By the way, if you guys are just tuning in, please hit the like button. We got 77 people watching right now and only 26 likes. Let's try to get that up to at least 40 maybe. Is that ambitious? Am I going to look like a fool for saying that? I think we can get there. I believe in everybody. Everyone's always been super responsive and helpful when I request for internet likes and I beg for likes and stuff. So thank you very much, everybody. Let's see. Jacob asked, how many miles is your canoe trip? I honestly don't know because it's not like a backpacking style canoe trip. Like we're not like canoeing to a different site every night. We're literally just going out to one campsite. We're chilling for like the weekend basically. And then, we'll kind of go out and fish and stuff. Been getting into fishing. I feel like a weirdo saying that because for some reason, I always thought fishing was kind of lame, but Flossie's a big fisherman. My roommates and some of my other friends really like to fish. And so this year, I hate to say it, but they're getting me into fishing a little bit. Don't worry. I won't bore you guys with fishing content too much on here, but yeah, fishing is a thing. Let's see here. Got a couple questions. thoughts on the new Adirondack permit / reservation system through the AMC? I'm confused by that. I've heard vague chatter about permits and stuff, but AMC, the Appalachian Mountain Club, is that a typo, or is that actually, why would the Appalachian Mountain Club be doing stuff in the Adirondacks? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I'm sorry, but it's interesting. Story also rhymes asks another question here. Are you following anyone's vlogs on the PCT? No, but I want to, because I want to hike the PCT. So if anybody has any recommendations for PCT vloggers, hit me up. Put them in the chat right now, or send me a message or something on Instagram, because I would love to watch them. Right now, the only vloggers I'm watching are Taylor on the AT and IBTat. I've been following IBTat's videos pretty closely, as you'll know if you listen to the Trail Tales episode that came out today. He's been killing it, and honestly, the CDT is a really fascinating trail to me, and I think his videos are just so entertaining. So I think there's a lot of crossover probably with my audience and his. So I've been following IBTat's videos, and nobody for the PCT though. So yeah, suggestions for that would be cool. Heading somewhere, PCT vlogger heading somewhere. I'll have to check them out. Let's see here. Also, we got up to the 40 likes, by the way. I like begged you guys for those likes, and I didn't even thank you. So thank you. Maybe we can get up to 60 next. Although I'll wait a few more minutes before I start begging again. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is cool. We got 83 people. I honestly don't know how much to expect for this. So appreciate it. Appreciate everybody tuning in. This is pretty last minute, like I said, in a weird time. I know it's a weird time to be going live, but I had about an hour window between when I got off work and when I had to watch the Bruins game at 6:30, because it's playoffs. So here we are. Farrell hikes on the CDT. Interesting. I'll have to check him out. Let's see. How much beer can you pack in your ULA CDT after base weight and 3 to 4 days of food? Like none. I probably maybe like a couple cans, but not very much. I definitely saw that sometimes people would pack like beer, maybe just, a couple cans of beer or something out of town or whatever on the AT, but I don't think I ever did that, actually, to be honest with you. That's pretty lame. I know it's pretty lame, because I was talking about drinking beer and stuff in my videos, but nope. Sorry, I usually don't do that. I could probably fit like a couple though, but not very many. Not an exciting amount, that's for sure. Jennifer Parker asks, any tips for the Monadnock to Sunapee Greenway trail? I watched your video with Taylor, going in a month. That's awesome, Jennifer. I'm excited to see that, because I loved that trail so much. As far as any tips, let's see. I was just talking about this with somebody the other day about this trail. If you go, actually, it doesn't matter what direction you go. Just be ready, because when you go on top of Mount Monadnock, that's like, in my opinion, that was the worst part of the trail, because when I was up there, it was super packed. Like there's literally like hundreds. It felt like hundreds of people. And those of you that have hiked Monadnock or are familiar with it, you're probably not surprised by that, because it's like a really popular mountain, pretty close to Boston. Just a really popular mountain. But after that, because that's literally the start of the trail, after you summit that and you keep going, like you're chilling. There's not many people. Let's see. Any other tips? I would say be ready to walk on roads, but not in a bad way. There's a lot of those of you who saw the videos and stuff that I put out last summer of this trail might remember there's a lot of roads, but they're not like heavily traveled highways that are obnoxious to walk on. They're like dirt roads and like carriage roads and kind of like these backwoods kind of roads, which I actually enjoy hiking on. Maybe not like constantly, but you can make good time on them, and they're still like really pretty. Like there's still a lot of cool views and like cool scenery on these roads. So I guess that's kind of a tip. Be ready for some roads, and just make sure you have enough water. It's not too difficult, but some spots were a little bit sketchy. Let's see. Matt Bauer asks, when are you going to summit Kilimanjaro? Never. Probably never going to do that. Let's see. What will y'all be fishing for? A bass, I guess, but I don't even know. Like, I'm not a I'm not a fisherman. Let's see. In older videos, I saw you ordered a different pack that wasn't coming. A few videos later, you had a second ULA bag. Did you have a chance to try some other brands aside from ULA and the Solomon Agile 6? Well, the Agile 6 is a running pack, and the ULA CDT is like a overnight pack, we'll say, although I do use it for day hiking as well. So they're kind of in a different league. I will say the confusion as far as the other pack, this is kind of old news now, but some of you might, I think I mentioned in a video or a couple podcasts or something at one point that I was going to get a Mountain Laurel Designs backpack, I think it was. And I did actually buy it, but as is the case with a lot of these cottage backpacking companies, it was just taking a really long time to ship. And I wanted it before our NPT hike, and it wasn't going to get there in time. And so it sounded like they were super busy with orders. And so when I told them that I wanted to cancel it, they didn't even seem that worried about it. They just gave me my money back. It wasn't a big deal. And then I just bought another ULA CDT because I love that backpack. It's so good. I've had it for so long. So I did want to try something new, but at the end of the day, I think it just has the best bang for your buck in terms of money to weight to what you get out of it. And so I just felt like a fool paying twice as much for a backpack that I hadn't used before, when I already liked the one I had and knew I could just pay a cheaper amount for just a newer version of the backpack I know works for me. So there's a little ramble there about backpacks and stuff. Let's see here. Nomad on the Trail said, ever get to Tennessee to hike? And the answer to that is yes, but only on the AT. I would love to go back, though. Tennessee is an amazing state. Let's see. George asks, who comments on my videos a lot, by the way. Thank you, George. I recognize that name. Is it possible to hike the AT in under 100 days? Yes, it is possible, but you have to be a beast. It's probably not possible for me, at least right now. But people do that. Wasn't it? Maybe it wasn't him. Actually, I can't remember. I had a woman on my podcast, Trail Tales, a long time ago, before this channel existed, named, I think her name was Sarah Parker. I feel bad forgetting people's names, but I think that was her name. It was definitely Sarah something. Or no, was it Sarah Williams maybe? Her podcast is called the Tough Girl Podcast. Yeah, Sarah Williams. Sarah Williams was her name, and she hiked the Appalachian Trail in 100 days. She's from the UK, and I don't know if she'd ever. I can't remember. It was so long ago. I feel bad. We probably talked about it in the episode, but I don't know if she'd ever backpacked before. But she came over and she crushed the trail in 100 days. So people do it. Yeah, you can definitely do it. It would be tough. It would be tough as hell. This is from, I can't even say these names. Do you think the White Mountains or Adirondack Mountains have better views? So which one has better views? I can't answer that. They both have amazing views. There's truly no way to objective. You could pick which one you like better, but as far as the views go, that part of it, there's no way to pick between the two. I can't pick between the two. They both have the best views on the East Coast, most likely. I'll say that. You really can't go wrong either way. Sab Cup said, I've just always been curious, what is Flossie's real name? His real name is Mitchell. Melissa Todd said, hey, Kyle. What's up, Melissa? I recognize that name. She comments on my videos a lot. Scrolling up here. Where is Flossie? A couple people have asked that. I knew people were going to ask that. He's packing for our canoe trip this weekend. And I didn't even really tell him about this because I knew he'd just be getting home from work and he probably wouldn't want to do it or have time to do it, really. It's a more accurate answer. I'm sure he would like to do it. We'll do another one soon. I definitely prefer to do these with him. Although I guess I shouldn't really say that yet because I've only been doing this for about 20 minutes by myself, but and it's been good so far. No offense. So going off of the Adirondack versus White Mountain question, Milo says, I'm sure you've been asked this many times, but do you prefer the Adirondacks or the White Mountains? I'm gonna probably offend some people with this. I love them both, but I think if I had to choose, I prefer the Adirondacks. And the reason, oh my God, wow. The White Mountains is what I meant to say there. I prefer the White Mountains. I'm glad I caught that because I would have sounded like an idiot, even more of an idiot. The reason I prefer the White Mountains is because of it's slightly easier logistically. So you don't need a bear canister in the White Mountains, which you do in the high peaks region of the Adirondacks. Not all of the Adirondacks, but the high peaks where like Mount Marcy and all like the 46ers are, like the really super scenic parts of the Adirondacks. If you want to go overnight, you have to have a bear canister, which sucks. I know people got to be safe from bears and stuff, but I don't like to carry it. So there's that. The parking situation in the Adirondacks is a mess right now. It is, or in the high peaks region of the Adirondacks, I'll say, is an absolute mess right now. I'm not an expert on it. I don't know like all the details on it. I just know it's hard as hell to get parking at a lot of those trailheads, and I don't like to deal with that. So it kind of sucks that like the reasons I prefer the whites have nothing to do with the actual mountains themselves. It has to do with the rules and just the situation surrounding the Adirondacks, I guess, and just New York State in general. So I prefer the White Mountains. I do love the Adirondacks, though, and I don't know if you guys can hear that jet out there. Hopefully not. I really want to take Flossie on a trip to the Adirondack High Peaks this year. Yeah, that jet is like right over my house. Sometimes when I'm doing Trail Tales episodes, I feel like the jets kind of throw me off a little bit for a second, but that's what happens when you live like 2 miles from an airport. Let's see here. Nomad on the Trail asks, I know you've been talking about getting out west for a while. Any plans yet? Yes. Tahoe Rim Trail, hopefully, most likely in late August, I'm thinking. Still working on the logistics, but that trail looks freaking amazing. Part of it's on the PCT. It'll be a good practice for that. Can you guys hear that jet? Somebody tell me if you can hear the jet there. But Tahoe Rim Trail, that is in California and Nevada. I've never been to California. I haven't been to Nevada since I was in like middle school, and it wasn't that area either. So I'm stoked. I think it'll be really cool to like have the first time I ever go to California be like on a hiking trip. I don't know, for some reason that's just like, I think we would probably, I don't know the logistics yet. We would probably fly into Reno, Nevada, and then I don't know if we would drive over to California to start the hike. But I think it'd be kind of cool if we started in Nevada, and then literally the first time I ever set foot in California was when I like crossed the border on foot. I don't know. I know like if you go like Sobo on the PCT, it'd probably be even more epic. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, now people are talking about the stupid jet. Melanie says, I'm heading out for a 10-day section hike on the AT Saturday in Virginia. That's awesome. I'm very, very jealous. I would love to be down in Virginia on the AT right now. I'm sure it's very beautiful. Here's a good question. Man, those things are looping back around, I guess. Or that thing. Best UL budget sleeping bag. And that's from RG Nighthawk. So whenever I give gear recommendations, I guess I don't always say this, but I probably should always say, like, I haven't tried every piece of gear. So like take this with a grain of salt, as you should everything I say, let's be honest. But one really good UL budget, it's actually a sleeping quilt that I recommend to people. And I know multiple other people who have this quilt and love it. Flossie has one. A bunch of people have this quilt. Is the Hammock Gear Econ top quilt. Obviously, you can get the different ratings, and I think it's like just over, maybe it's like, I don't remember exactly, just over 20 ounces. I remember comparing it to like some of the higher end, like more expensive quilts, and finding that it was just a few ounces heavier, like not like a huge difference, and a lot cheaper. I think it's I should probably just Google it before I start blabbing off misinformation here. Hammock Gear Econ quilt. It's not that expensive though, because like, quilts usually, in sleeping bags for that matter, go for a lot of money. It looks like it's only about $170, and and it comes with some cool colors too. This one says it's only 20.65 ounces for the 30 degree. That's pretty good. I feel like that's even a little bit lighter than the one I have, although I have the wide one, I think. So, okay, wide, 22.36 ounces. So the Econ Burrow, I think it is. Check that one out from Hammock Gear. Takes a while to ship, as do a lot of the UL companies with their gear, as I mentioned earlier. So keep that in mind. But I've had it since the AT. I love it. I'm probably going to get another one before I do a long hike next year. That's the plan. Let's see. Scott is giving me the finger. Nice to see you, Scott. That's that's good. Let's see here. People talking about Shenandoah. People talking about the quilt. I love that. I'm telling you that quilt is awesome. I had never heard of it before the AT, and while I was out there, I started to see. Well, I guess I bought it, but let me rephrase it. I'd never heard of anybody else having that quilt before I was out there, and I ran into quite a few people who ended up having it out there, as well as since then a lot of people who have it. It's awesome for sure. Let's go. I don't hear any jets, but I'm a long way from your house. That would explain it. Melissa Todd asked a good question here. Have you ever cowboy camped? So for those of you who don't know, cowboy camping, my understanding at least is when you, let me turn my mic up just a little bit here, maybe. Cowboy camping is when you sleep like just under the stars, like not in your tent. I think that's what it is, right? And I've never done that. I think it's more of a West Coast thing. I don't really see many people doing that. I mean, I'm sure some hardos do it, but I don't really see many people doing that here on the East Coast because it's just like wet and just probably not a good idea because of that. I do hear about people doing it on like the PCT and the CDT and stuff quite frequently, though. I think it's a lot more common over there. So maybe I'll do it. It'll feel weird. It'll feel really weird the first couple times I do it, but I would love to try it. Actually, I don't know if I'd love to try it. I will try it. I'm interested in trying it. I don't know. I'm skeptical, though. I'm skeptical. I'll say that. Let's see. I'm going to not pronounce this right, but Urtison Minor says, do you ever carry bear spray? The only time I've ever carried bear spray was when I did a couple hikes in Glacier National Park like 4 years ago. I carried the shit out of bear spray then, and I was fucking ready to use it because I was scared of grizzly bears like hardcore. But no, not anywhere else. If I'm not in grizzly country, I'm probably not going to carry bear spray. That's not to say you shouldn't. I'm not going to really tell you what to do there. Some people are more comfortable with it, especially obviously in an area with lots of bears. But I'm not too worried about it. I never see bears. I'm going to knock on wood. I'm going to get mauled by a bear this weekend after I said that. But I'm not too worried about black bears, at least. Grizzly bears scare the shit out of me, mostly because I just haven't really hiked there that much. So, yeah. Although I feel like also just maybe people just carry bear spray just for like protection against like humans potentially too. So I guess it's not all about the bears. I don't know. But I'm not really too worried about that either. That's up to you, though. I do see people every now and then that carry it. Let's see. Are you using a dry bag for your gear on your canoe trip? No, because I'm only going to be making 2 trips with the actual gear in the canoe, and that's on the way to the campsite and on the way back to the car at the end of the trip. So I literally have a bin. I'm not a canoe camper. This is literally just like a go out and drink beer and fish for a couple days kind of trip. What would you recommend to hike the east? What would you recommend to hike the eastern coast? I'm from Washington. Oh boy. It's kind of hard to answer that. It's a good question. It's kind of hard to answer because I don't know like what your ability is. I don't know what you're looking for. I guess it's an open-ended question, so I can kind of take some liberties in regard to that stuff. I don't know how long you want to hike for. So maybe I can get some more information. This is from Kosi O, if I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. I wish I had Flossie here to help me with the pronunciations that I usually feel awkward trying to pronounce. Let's see. Mo Millis. I think that's how you say that. What's up, Mo? Comments on my videos a lot. Appreciate that. What do you make of all the missing hikers in national parks? I don't know. Like, is that a big issue that I'm not aware of? Are people just like going missing left and right in national parks? I mean, people go missing like, everywhere. I hate to say it, but that shit happens sometimes. Like, that's just the nature of nature. Not to make light of it, but it happens sometimes. It's sad. It's definitely some sketchy stuff for sure. But I'm not aware of like an epidemic of missing people in national parks. Somebody recommended, going back to that previous question about what this person should hike if they're from Washington State and they're on the East Coast for the first time, somebody suggested the Foothills Trail. That is a great suggestion from Malmer. Sure. But that's a great suggestion. The Foothills Trail in South Carolina / North Carolina, 77 miles. Relative, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's not like super difficult, and it's very scenic. Although I wouldn't do it if it's during the summer because it's going to be really hot. I don't remember what time of year. Okay. Here's the person that asked this question. They said, I'm an avid hiker. I have a solid 2,000 miles under my belt and an idea on all the basics. Okay. So, all right. I would recommend the Foothills Trail would be a good one if you're looking for like a shorter through hike. And then you could fly into Greenville, South Carolina. That makes the logistics a little bit easier. I would recommend something in the White Mountains. Go to the White Mountains. I know it's like generic because I talk about the Whites all the time and like I film there a lot and stuff, but I love the White Mountains. So if you're looking for like the Northeast and you want like the epic views, go to the White Mountains. Maybe put together like a loop with the presidentials or really anything, Franconia Ridge, something like that. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong in the Whites unless the weather's bad, in which case things could go very wrong, but you'll be okay. It sounds like you're pretty experienced. Let's see here. Andrew Craigie. I think that's how you pronounce that last name. If you had to live somewhere else in Vermont, where would it be? Vermont's not a big state, so we're not really. I don't know. Anywhere else? I would live closer to the Long Trail, maybe up in like the Northeast Kingdom somewhere. Vermont. Vermont is cool. Bumfuck Vermont, but it's beautiful up there. Great hiking, great skiing, and I could do some trail magic for the Long Trail hikers up there. Let's see. Any plans on hitting the Red River Gorge anytime soon? People always freaking ask me that question. No. I'll go there eventually, but not anytime soon. Let's see here. Best budget-oriented UL 3 to 4 sleeping pad. I don't know what the 3 to 4 part of that question means. Best budget-oriented UL 3 to 4 sleeping pad. Is that like an R value thing? I'm going to just ignore that number question or number part of the question, but budget sleeping pad. I mean, depends on how comfortable you want to be, right? So everyone wants to be a little bit comfortable on their sleeping pad, but unfortunately, the more comfortable your pad's going to be, the more expensive it's going to be. So you can absolutely get away with like a relatively cheap Thermarest Z-Lite pad, the classic accordion pad, like the yellow one. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about there. It's tried. It's true. It's gonna last a through hike. It's gonna last multiple through hikes probably. But it's not gonna be that comfortable. But it is cheap. I think they're like, I haven't bought one in like a few years now. Maybe like $30 or $40, maybe even cheaper, honestly. Yeah. I'm gonna go with that. But yeah, like I said, it's not the most comfortable thing. We got a super chat from the classic super chatter. Really appreciate the super chat, honestly. The American Hiker 69, and yes, I got that number wrong on purpose. I'm in class taking my final. Oh, what? Dude, you're gonna get busted for like cheating if you have your phone out or something. Jesus Christ. I'm in class taking my final. Here you go. Headed to Utah in October to hike in Canyonlands National Park. That's awesome. American Hiker 69 comments on every single one of my videos. He's a supporter on Patreon, which I really appreciate, and he super chats like a freaking monster. I appreciate it. And don't get busted on your phone during your final, man. People used to do that quite a bit in like some of my finals, and that I know he's not cheating. I'm not saying he's cheating, but I would see people with their phones out. And I'm assuming they were probably cheating, not doing super chats to morons on the internet. And so, don't get busted, but thank you for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, here's a good question. Corin Smith asks, any tips on dealing with post-trail depression / reacclimating to civilization after a long trip? Great question. Let's talk about post-trail depression. I've said this before, not trying to like call out the person who asked this question, because a lot of people use that term, but I don't like to use that term, post-trail depression, because I feel like, I don't know, it's just like it's kind of cringy. I say this with a lot of stuff that hikers say, so like maybe it's just me being a weirdo. But I like to say like post-trail blues maybe, or like everybody knows the feeling, or maybe not everybody, but I feel like a lot of people might know the feeling after like any significant or like really exciting, happy event in your life, like maybe something you've been looking forward to for a while, and then all of a sudden you get done and you're like, oh shit, like that thing that was like really like driving me for a while is like over now. So like, now what? You just get that like weird, some people call it depression. I would just say it's just like kind of like I don't even know. You're just like a little sad because it's over. How to deal with it? I don't know. When I got done the AT, I didn't deal with it super well. It was fine, but I was definitely not the happiest for like a few months afterwards. I gained a lot of weight too, just because I still had the hiker hunger. I gained like 15 pounds after my through hike over like the next like couple months, because I didn't exercise at all, which actually that's a good point right there. Exercise. That's how you deal with it. Or buy a guitar. That's what I did after the Northville Placid Trail. Like the day after we got back, I bought my very first electric guitar, which I do not play very well, so don't even ask me to play it. But I bought this Telecaster right here, and so that kind of took my mind off the post-trail blues a little bit. So spoil yourself. That's my answer. But it's a good question, and I appreciate it. Got a couple more super chats here. Thank you for the super chats. American Hiker 69, $2 to tell me to fuck off, basically. He says, I'll do what I want. Do what you want. I will not tell you what to do, but I just don't want you to get in trouble for cheating on your test. But at the end of the day, I care more about your money. So thank you very much for a combined $12 now. So $12 you paid just to potentially get busted for cheating on your test. That's actually pretty awesome. I appreciate that. And we got another super chat here too from Lisa Jones. Hey Kyle, hopefully I'm buying you a beer. Have fun, youngin'. I'm 25. Is that young? Maybe compared to like some other backpacking YouTubers, but I'm not that young. But I appreciate the super chat nonetheless. Thank you, Lisa. I recognize your name. I know you've commented on stuff before. I've probably done some super chats before, so thank you very much. We got another super chat here. Actually, before I get to that one real quick, I just saw that Early Riser 71 said, what's up? I'm sure some of you know Early Riser. Haven't talked to him in a long time, but I did have him on Trail Tales. I think it was maybe before my channel, or like when my channel had just started. So like over a year ago, and he's awesome. And I appreciate him. So everyone go subscribe to Early Riser's channel. Let's see. Okay, another couple super chats here. Hashtag worst backpacking trip. Would you consider joining? Off grid. I appreciate the $2 super chat. I don't know what that means. Is that a question about my worst backpacking trip? I'm not sure. I don't know what the joining thing is. So let me know. You don't have to do another super chat. Just comment what clarify the question, please, and I will be happy to answer it. I appreciate the super chat. Andrew Craigie, who I'm assuming that's how I pronounce it because I said that name a few minutes ago and he didn't. Maybe he did correct me and I just didn't see it actually because I can't read all these questions. But Andrew says, go to Foam and have a beer on me. Thanks for the content. Andrew, thank you very much. That's very kind. Foam is a brewery here in Burlington. I've been there a couple times and it's very good. So they had some weird COVID rules. I tried to go there one time and like you had to make a reservation. It was just a pain in the ass. So I ended up not going. Hopefully that's done now and I can go a little bit easier because I would love to go to Foam again. Andrew, thank you very much. I appreciate that. American Hiker 69 classic. He has to throw in some more money and tell me to come to the Red River Gorge. I'm going to start to shit on the Red River Gorge. I've gone from like, yeah, I'll definitely go sometime to like, maybe I'll go. I'm going to start shitting on it. Can't be that great. Like, right. Like like people hype up like the Sierra over in like on the PCT and stuff. People hype up like the White Mountains, like these beautiful places. Why do so many people hype up the Red River Gorge? And it's like only in my comments section. I like don't see this anywhere else. Like what is with the Red River Gorge? Maybe that's why I need to go. Maybe I need to go and just figure it out. I'm not sure. I don't really want to go though. I'll be honest. So a reply to Off Grid, who sent me that super chat a few minutes ago asking about the worst backpacking trip. They wrote, I just lost it. Where is it? Here it is. It's a hashtag challenge. Oh, okay. Other YouTubers are creating videos for the hashtag. I am not aware of this. I haven't really been on YouTube too much this week. I've been slacking. I know. I am not aware of this, but maybe I'll have to. I think I already did a video on this, actually. I did a video on this a long time ago. One of my earlier videos. Let me find it. Maybe I can retell some of these stories, though, for a new video. I don't even remember what it was. I'm trying to Google it. Kyle hitchhiking. I think I was like the worst backpacking mistakes. Yes, it was called My Most Dangerous Backpacking Mistakes. And I posted it on February 10th, 2020. And the thumbnail is a sick thumbnail in this one because I photoshopped the shit out of it. I took a picture of me standing on a log and I photoshopped like a raging river underneath the log, so it looks way more dangerous than it actually is. I remember doing this now. So sorry for that clickbait, but you guys are used to it for me at this point. But I do tell some pretty dangerous stories in that one. I think. What did I tell? I told a story about how I remember one of them. I told two stories in that. What was the second one? It couldn't have been that dangerous then. Jeez. One of them was how back when I was 19, I took my girlfriend at the time backpacking, and she had hiked a little bit, but it was her first time actually like overnight backpacking. And we went to hike Owl's Head in the Pemi Wilderness in the White Mountains. And we got caught in a thunderstorm. And instead of just setting up the tent and just like riding it out, like I should have, like I would do now, for some reason, I just like panicked. And I was like, all right, we're just going to hike. We're just going to hike like back to the car. And it was like, we'd already done like freaking probably like close to 15, like at least 15 miles. And it was like at least 10 miles to get back to the car. And instead of just like hunkering down and like staying dry and like setting up the tent, we just like, I say it was like at my decision, we just like hiked probably like really hard, like dangerously fast through like some raging rivers, in the middle of a crazy lightning storm. And things could have gone wrong, mostly for her because she wasn't as familiar with that stuff, I guess. So that was pretty fucking dangerous. I don't remember what I've made so many videos at this point. I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about. By the way, if you guys are just joining, I haven't done a call for likes in a minute. So hit the like button, please hit the like button. That would be awesome. Let's see if we can get to 100. We're at 78. That's it. That's ambitious. Let's see if we can get to 100. We got 120 people watching right now. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. That would be awesome. So I'll check back in a second. All right, we got some more questions here. Let's see. Annie Erickson, who is I believe this is maybe the same Annie that's a Patreon supporter. If so, thank you, Annie. If not, then it's all good. But either way, she's supporting with a $5 super chat. Annie, thank you very much. And thank you to your daughter as well, because this super chat says, my daughter Izzy wants you and Flossie to use her $5 for Ben and Jerry's. So it's not even Annie's money. It's her daughter's money. So I don't know how young the daughter is, but I feel bad taking money if she's like really young. Here come those Jets again. But thank you for the super chat. Maybe we'll use it for some Ben and Jerry's. We'll see. I'm not the biggest fan of Ben and Jerry's. I know that's blasphemy because I'm from Vermont, but it'll go to good use. I'll tell you that. And then Amy Archer, another person who comments on my videos all the time. Amy, thank you very much. By the way, we got to 100 likes. Thank you, everybody. Amy with the $5 super chat. No questions. So that's okay. That's okay. And and here we go. Going back to that previous super chat, Annie Erickson said Izzy is 7. So I just took $5 from a 7-year-old. That makes me feel not super great, but no, it's all in good fun. Thank you, Izzy. Thank you, Annie. And thank you, Amy, for all your super chats. I really appreciate it. Anyways, I want to go back to this video for a second. What was the other mistake I talked about in this video? I'm going to just like, you guys aren't going to hear it, but I'm just going to, oh God, this is so cringy. I haven't like, I know what it was. So the other mistake I made, this was bad. I was with my friend Dan, and we hiked in overnight on the long trail in November, and I was not ready for cold temperatures. I had like cotton on, and I was soaked. It was like a little bit snowy. Not a good time. Very dangerous. Had a 30-degree sleeping bag. It was well below 30 degrees that night. Did not sleep a wink. Literally just all night shivering in this lean-to. Not a good time. So maybe that was my worst. This all goes back to that hashtag worst backpacking trip ever, or whatever it was. Hashtag worst backpacking trip. So yeah. Let's see. Let's get to some more questions here. Cotton kills. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Thankfully, it didn't in my case. Hiking with Gus says, even though you're a putz, I don't know what that means. I really like your videos. Oh, to be young and insane again. Camp chairs for the win. Camp chairs suck. You guys would kill me if you found out I was. It's different though, because this weekend we're just like camping. We're not backpacking. Camp chairs are a backpacking thing. I'm totally pro camp chair if you're camping, because it's in the name. So this weekend I'm going to be camping. I'm not backpacking. I'm not hiking in a camp chair. I'm camping, and you bet I'm going to have a chair. But if I'm backpacking, I can't have a chair. There's no way. But back to hiking with Gus. Thank you for that. Is hiking with Gus the guy who made that video that he talked about me in? Because like a bunch of people sent me this video, including like my mom and like a bunch of my friends saying like, did you see this video? This guy's talking about you. It was like a while ago. Yeah, it was 5 months ago. Hiking with Gus made this video called "Why YouTube Hikers Suck," and then he just complimented me in the video. So taking a page out of my book in terms of clickbait. So well done, Gus. But that was kind of a funny video. Got 23,000 views, so I'm sure a lot of people watching this have seen that video. Let's see who's got some questions here. Don Walker said, how fast did you hike the AT? I hiked the AT in 100. I can never remember if it's 140 or 141 days. But yeah, like just over 4.5 months. Started May 14th, 2018, finished October 1st, 2018. And I'm still talking about it 3 years later. I'll get people have started to give me a little bit like of shit in the comment section, because you're like, you only did one long through hike that you still talk about, which is fair. They can go fuck themselves, but it's a little bit fair. They're like, why don't you like go do another one? And I will, or I'll attempt to. It will. I'll attempt to, at least, is what I meant to say there. It's kind of funny when I do the regular videos, you see a lot of like jump cuts. Like I'm just like constantly like cutting, and I cut out all my like mistakes and all my like my uhs and my breathing and stuff like that. But we're doing it live, and so I'm a little bit less like boom, 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 because I don't have the crutch of editing at my disposal, but I will happily use it when I can. No shame at all. Makes the videos more entertaining, I think. Ooh, good question here. Amy Archer again asks if you could. Oh, I got to get to the super chat first. No, I already started answering. Off grid, I'll get your second super chat in a second. If you could pick, this is from Amy. If you could pick 5 people as your PCT tramily, who would they be? Great question. 5 people. Flossie. I'm going to choose Flossie, obviously. Not just because he can probably hear me through that door right there, but because we're just good hiking partners. I know he can hang for sure. Let's go with Taylor. I got to pick Taylor. I know for a fact she can hang. If anything, I don't know if I'd be able to hang with her. She's crushing the AT right now. It's so cool to see. Maybe IBTat, just because he's crushing it too. And I feel like IBTat kind of likes to keep to himself, which is fair. Like, so that's just some people's hiking style. But I don't know. It seems like he'd be fun to hike with. I don't know. I like his attitude. So that's what, 3 people? Who else? Should I go with some wild cards here? I don't know. Who else would I pick? Now I'm really thinking about this. Like, I don't know. I want to pick people that I didn't hike with on the AT because I feel like those are just too obvious. I know at Flossie I did, but he's different because he's in the videos and stuff. Maybe Frozen from Outdoor Adventures. It's kind of a wild card pick, but I mean, we've talked a little bit. I've had him on Trail Tales before. I think he's a good guy. I like his videos. He's got a great attitude. So I'll go with Frozen. I need one more person. Let's see. Let me crack another beer and think about this. Who else would I hike with on the PCT, Kyle? I don't know. I would say Syntax, but he's not a thru hiker. So I don't know if it'd be fair to say him, because I don't think he'll ever do a thru hike, to be honest, or at least a long one. Maybe he will. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I don't think he has any plans to. That's for sure. Maybe I would choose Kevin from the Shill Brothers, not Andy though. Fuck Andy. No, just kidding. But I can only pick one, so I'll choose Kevin. Sorry, Andy. Let me get to this super chat here. So Off Grid with another super chat. Off Grid, very generous tonight. Thank you very much for the super chats. Jeremiah and John Kelly need to get you on the backpacking podcast. I was on their podcast at one point, wasn't I? I've done so many of these things I can't even. I'm pretty sure I was on their podcast, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm looking it up now. I want to make sure. I was on their podcast. I think I can't find it now. It was a little while ago. Where is it? Maybe I wasn't. I swear to God, I was, right? Because that was like one of the first times I'd ever talked to John Kelly. And like, I swear I was on their podcast. I'm like 90% sure I was on their podcast. I would love to do it again though. Jeremiah Stringer and John Kelly are 2 of the just most like positive and fun, just like super chill guys. I definitely tune into their live streams from time to time. Try to pop on and troll some people. They're fun to listen to. So I would love to be back on their podcast. So go send them a message and tell them that I need to come back on. Jeff Peters asks, have you ever run into any dangerous people on the trail? Let me take a sip. How did you handle it? I wouldn't say I've ever run into anybody that was dangerous. I've definitely run into some people that made me uncomfortable. Not very much, to be honest. It hasn't really happened that many times. It's kind of tough because it's like the best thing you can do is just to leave and maybe not tell them like where you're camping. If they ask about that for some reason, the best thing you can do is just move on. I wish there was like a better strategy, but that's how you handle it. Just be nice to them, say as little as you can get away with saying, and move on. If you're already camped for the night, that's kind of tough. That's never happened. I've never had a sketchy person camp at the same spot as me, thankfully. That would be tricky because you might have to pack up and move on. If they're like really sketching you out, I don't know. But it's just like, I'm not really qualified to answer that because for the most part, it's you'd handle it the same way you would handle a sketchy person encounter, no matter where you were in life. Just try to be aware of what's going on, and try to listen to your gut, I guess. Pretty generic advice, I know, but I'm sorry. This is from Just John Outdoors. I almost never do live streams, but I'm really enjoying this one. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Seriously. We got another super chat from Annie. Thank you very much, Annie. I live in Maryland and I hate the Capitals. Yes, fuck the Capitals. Do you think Taylor is going to hit Vermont before mud season ends? Get a couple maple creamies from Al's. That's funny. Lot to unpack here. Fuck the Capitals. Oh, that game's starting soon. 12 minutes. Go Bruins. Do you think Taylor's going to hit Vermont before mud season ends? I haven't watched her last maybe 3 or 4 videos, so I'm not sure exactly where she is right now. I don't know. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. But at this point, if she's made it all the way to Vermont, mud is not going to stop her. She'll be just fine, even if it is a little bit muddy. And then she said, get a couple maple creamies from Al's. So that could sound very wrong if you don't know, if you don't live in Vermont. So let me explain what that means. Maple creamies are a Vermont thing. It's soft serve ice cream, basically. Here in Vermont, we call soft serve ice cream creamies. I didn't know that was just a Vermont thing for a long time until I was on a road trip with my family one time, and I was in North Carolina, and I asked for a creamy at an ice cream place, and they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? Creamies are soft serve ice cream, and Al's is a restaurant here in Vermont. Actually, don't dox me, but very close to where I live. I could be there very quickly if I wanted to right now. And maybe I'll get a maple creamy from Al's. We'll see. Annie, thank you for your super chat. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the support. Let's see. Powerful asks, is the Trail Tales Patreon content on the Kyle Hates Hiking Patreon? Right now I'm only for forever now, I'm only posting on the Kyle Hates Hiking Patreon. I kind of screwed up the Patreons because I started the Trail Tales one before I ever started this channel, and I put it under the Trail Tales brand and everything. And then I started another one for Kyle Hates Hiking, and then eventually I was like, okay, I don't need 2 Patreons. A lot of these people watch the YouTube videos and listen to the podcast. I should just have one. In hindsight, maybe I should have can you just change the name of the Trail Tales one? Maybe I should have just done that. I don't know. But right now I only have the Kyle Hates Hiking Patreon. And as far as the content on there, I probably don't post as much as I should, which is not a good pitch if I'm trying to get people to sign up for the Patreon. I post some polls asking for ideas for videos and thumbnail ideas mainly. And then every now and then I'll just do an exclusive video where it's kind of like this, honestly, except not live, where I'll just get on camera for 10, 15 minutes or whatever and just talk about a subject. I should do one of those soon. Yeah, maybe I'll film one this weekend while I'm at the Canoe campsite place. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. I'm sure I'll have some free time. Don't hold me to it, but it would be a good opportunity for me to do that. So maybe I'll do that. Talk about something for the Patreon folks. If any Patreon supporters are watching, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Let's scroll up a little bit and get to some more questions here. People talking about my potential hiking partners. Somebody said, I met IBTAT at Neil Gap, and he was exactly like you would expect. I met IBTAT on my thru hike of the AT, actually. And it's kind of funny because at the very end, it was at the very end of my thru hike in Maine, and I had never watched his videos because I was thru hiking when he was posting them, but I knew who he was. And I kind of picked his brain for a few minutes about YouTube and content creation and stuff. And it's just kind of cool to know that he probably doesn't care because he does his own thing or whatever. And, I totally respect that. But it's just kind of cool to think I went from picking his brain to having a channel similar size to his just in the matter of a few years. Yeah. So pretty cool. Little humble brag there on my part. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Madison Smith asks, have you had Chris Goes Outdoors on Trail Tales? No, but I actually sent him a message a few weeks ago, and he did not see it. So I would love to have him on. If you're not familiar with Chris, he makes videos in the White Mountains, and I think he hiked the AT and did some other stuff. And seems like a very humble guy. I would love to have him on Trail Tales. So if you watch his videos and you want to see him on Trail Tales, go message him and tell him to come on Trail Tales. Yeah. Felix KL asks, have you had Jupiter hikes on Trail Tales? Yes, I have. It was a little while ago now, but yes, I have. Let me get you the episode number. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It was a little while ago, like I said. Trying to find it here. Number 71 from April 7th, 2020. Old. Wow, that's an old one. I would love to have him back on. I haven't really talked to him since this episode, to be honest with you. But obviously a really badass hiker, way more badass than I'll ever be. No, nothing to hide there. Definitely a different level than my shit. Very humble and entertaining and helpful guy. He's got a great channel. Appreciate everything that he does for sure. And I'd love to have him back on Trail Tales. Yes, Madison Smith said, I'm going to go comment it on Chris's videos after this. Is that annoying of me to tell people to like message people to come on my podcast? I don't know. I've done that with Homemade Wanderlust a couple times. So I'm sure she's aware of the invite at this point. But she just, I don't know. She kind of does her own thing. I don't think she goes on many podcasts, which is like, I understand. Let's see. I got time for a few more here, folks. And then I'm going to go watch the Bruins. So if you want to get some questions in, if you've been, for some reason, holding back a question, I don't know why you would do that. It's literally like just a pretty low-key live stream. But if that's the case, now's the time. I'll take a few more questions here, and then I'm going to go watch the Bruins kick the shit out of the Washington Capitals in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, round 1. Pat Manning asks, hi, Kyle. I'm 30, no kids, and debt-free. Thinking about quitting a career to hike the AT. What do? Pat, I am not qualified to be giving you life advice about your career and whether or not to quit it and stuff like that. I'll just say it sounds like you're in a pretty unique position. Not unique. I mean, I'm going to rephrase that. It sounds like you're in a pretty good position in terms of your finances and your life situation. I think it sounds like you've probably already made your mind up. And sounds like you want to do it and you're just looking for somebody to push you over the edge. So if that's the case, do it, Pat. You'll find another job and you don't have kids. So that's good. You don't got to worry about that. Didn't say if he has a girlfriend or a wife. If that's the case, that's going to make it a little bit more complicated. But if you do, tell her I said that she should let you go. If you don't, then disregard it. You got it. Go send it. Tate Takes a Hike says, hey, AT thru hiker class 2019 and feeling extra nostalgic for trail gossip. What's the worst hostel you stayed at? Okay. I get asked this question sometimes. What's the worst hostel? I don't want to just like shit on people's like businesses. Cause like I did have a couple I wasn't super crazy about, but you need to just take this answer with a grain of salt because number one, it was like 3 years ago now. So things definitely could change by then. And number two, maybe it was just an isolated experience. Maybe other people really enjoyed their experiences at this particular place. And so again, take this with a grain of salt. But Standing Bear Hostel, I was not a fan of there. It just seemed more like a commune than a hostel when I was there. And like, which is like some people are into that, but I was just like trying to crash and then hike out the next day, not like be there and like just I don't know. It was a weird vibe. So Standing Bear Hostel, I wasn't super crazy about that place, but it's a very famous, well-known place on the AT. Oh, oops, just moved my my webcam there for a second. Sorry about that. So Standing Bear Hostel, that was probably my least favorite, but I've heard good things. So maybe it was just me. Maybe I'm the problem and not them. Very likely. Let's see. We got time for a few more. Oh, I just groaned super loud in the mic there. Sorry, guys. I just did that without even thinking. Gotta lean away a little bit. That makes all the difference, right? Whoops. Pretty hikes asks, do you have any hikes planned out west? Tahoe Rim Trail. Let's go. It's gonna happen most likely. We got time for let's do 3 more. Let's do 3 more questions. That should hold me over until the start of the Bruins game. 3 more questions. Let's get them in here, everybody. Rob Anderson, he came in with all caps. Have you or will you ever do trail magic? I've never done like trail magic in the sense that I've like stopped at a trailhead and like handed out food and burgers and stuff. I have done trail magic in that I've like picked up some friends on their thru hikes and like chilled with them. Let's just assume maybe he's saying the kind of trail magic where you like leave something at a road crossing for thru hikers, or you like stop at a road crossing and like set up your fucking grill and post up and cook the shit out of some food for a bunch of hungry hikers. I've never done that. I would maybe be down. I feel like there's a lot of trail magic on the AT already, so they probably don't need one more person doing it. I'm sure the thru hikers that are on the trail right now might beg to differ, but some of them might not. Maybe I would do it, but I don't know. Probably not this year. I don't really have any active plans for it. Good question though. Thank you, Rob. Let's see here. Some Katie Spencer said, was just at Standing Bear a few weeks ago. It's absolutely still the same vibe. Oh man. Oh, Taylor's here. None of your followers believe I'm almost in VT. Give me more credit. Is she almost in VT? I don't know. Taylor, if you're listening to this still, remember to look in that shelter where I left you the note. It was Big Branch Shelter in Vermont. I was Flossie and I just did a little fishing trip down there a few weeks ago, and it's on the AT, and the shelter's right on the trail, no side trail or anything. So even if she doesn't stay there, I figured Taylor could at least open the logbook for a few minutes. And so I left a little message. I honestly don't even remember what I wrote. It wasn't anything entertaining. I had like 2 seconds to think of it before we kept hiking, but that was a thing. So maybe she'll remember to look. Bear Trek Adventures. I won't count this as one of the questions. I think I have 2 left. I might have answered. We'll do 2 left. Bear Trek Adventures, $10 super chat. Have fun on your trip. Bear Trek Adventures. Thank you very much for that $10 super chat. I really appreciate it. Actually, I really do. And all the people who have been asking questions, all the super chats tonight, everybody who hit the like button, even if you didn't do any of those things and you just been silently, sitting there watching me, I appreciate it. I really do. Honestly, these live streams, I know I haven't been doing many of them lately, but these are so much fun. It's like such a direct and intimate way to interact with the people who care about your content. And I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to do these. And I'm even more grateful for everybody who's tuned in. Seriously, thank you guys so much. We got another super chat here. Cerber Us Dogma said, sorry, have to go watch Dan Becker's new video or just go back to work. Isn't it an RV video? I didn't watch it. I just saw the thumbnail today. Dan Becker posted an RV video. 2 more questions here, everybody. Let's see. Silence. I try to never have too much silence on here. But here I am, scrolling through and being silent. I'm holding out for some good ones here. No offense if you just asked a question, but I want to get some good ones. Two more. I'm making everybody wait patiently. Don Walker said, "Is Taylor going to finish the AT faster than you?" I think so. At this rate, I think so. Like I said, I did it in 140. We hiked like at just completely different times a year, so it's kind of tough to gauge in that regard. But I don't know what day she's on. Actually, she probably says in her videos and the titles, right? I'm gonna guess at this point, yeah, she's probably gonna finish faster than me, and good for her. Girl plus dog adventures said, "Did you give up on trail running?" No. Quite the opposite. I actually just did my first trail run ish this past weekend. I say ish because it was probably about half running, half hiking. I'm not a trail runner, but I'm trying to get into trail running this year. Flossie and I both are. In fact, Flossie really wants to sign up for an ultra marathon this year, and I think we're gonna probably sign up for an ultra marathon. We're not gonna win. In fact, he's probably gonna finish like an hour faster than I even will because he's in better shape than I am right now for that stuff. But I think we're gonna get into some trail running this year. I just hope the only thing that worries me about like starting to like really ramp up the miles trail running and stuff is I don't want to hurt myself, especially towards the end of the year, and then not be able to hike next year or have it affect a long hike, a through hike next year. I baby my body. I don't like to be injured. I've already got some residual injuries from the AT still, at least one for my foot. So I try to take my health very seriously in that regard, my foot health. AW, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. I hope I didn't miss any super chats today. If I missed a super chat from you, I'm sorry. I think I got them all. A&W said, you probably don't remember me. We met at Katie's bonfire. Just wanted to say the Avalanche are going to take the cup. I do not remember you from Katie's bonfire, probably because you started talking about Avalanche, the Colorado Avalanche, the hockey team, and they're not going to take the cup. I heard they're pretty good this year, but no way. Boston or Toronto. Those are my two guesses. Let's do one more question. Make it a good one, everybody. One more question. Let's see. I put the pressure on you to ask a good question, but I'll put some pressure on myself to give a good answer as well. So we got a good question. We got a good answer. Everybody goes home happy, right? Yeah. That's how it works. This has been fun, everybody. Starting to lose my voice a little bit, I feel like. That's all right. Rhonda Jackson says, I miss Flossie. I miss him too. And he's literally right over there. Oh, this is a good one. All right, we're going to end on this one. Pretty Hikes asks, would you be offended if someone made a parody video about your YouTube channel? Absolutely not. I encourage people to do that. I think it'd be funny. In fact, I really want to make some parody videos about other YouTubers. It's the kind of thing where if I do it, I want to do it well. I want to write a good script. I want to like take my time with it, make sure it's good. I don't want to just rush it out. So I don't have any plans at the moment, but if anybody has any YouTubers, maybe besides, I can't say besides Dan Becker though. I would have to do it. I would have to do one about Dan Becker, right? My thoughts were either Dan or Syntax 77, maybe doing like a parody of their videos. I don't know. That would have to happen. But if anyone wants to make a parody of my videos, absolutely, I'm on board. Unless you're just straight up fucking harassing me. But even then, it's like, fuck it, do it. Why not? Yes, go ahead, make a parody. Yeah. I think I'm going to go watch some hockey, everybody. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in. We had like 100 people on here for most of this, which is awesome. That's honestly more than I expected. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for all the Patreon support. Sorry about no video this week. I will be back next week with a video, I promise. And I just said thank you 1,000 times. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. It amazes me that I have people that watch this ridiculous stuff that I put out. Something I never take for granted. Something I'm just always so thankful for. I'm lucky. I'm super lucky to have you guys watching this stuff. That's sentimental enough. Thank you very much, everybody. Go Bruins, and have a good. It's Wednesday, so I can't say have a good weekend. Have a good rest of your week and then weekend. Go Bruins. Peace.